All right. All right. Shalom. Shalom. We want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waharakah Kwadash. We're saying give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching us his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect, Lord willing, with some of those men and women that believe in fear. In the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, patiently waiting for the day of our salvation. Hey, I know Brother Gabar Yahweh.
This is Brother Allah.
Connor, we're the brothers from GMS Hawaii coming to you with another lesson. And this lesson is entitled "The Earth Was Not Meant to Be a Ghetto," right? And I had this, this topic on my mind for a minute. I actually had the tabs pulled up, and me and the brother Kahan, we got together, and so we want to try to edify on that because this. So this was inspired by maybe like last week. I was just driving in the car and I was listening to the radio. Well, not the radio. I was listening to YouTube music or whatever, and this song came on. It was entitled "Earth Is a Ghetto," and it was about this woman. Her name is Aaliyah Sheffield. A black Jake. It was on TikTok for a little bit, and then I believe she ended up getting a song for it, and she made a video for it, and it's basically her lamenting about the earth and her wanting to leave, mainly through the means of a chariot, a so-called UFO, right? And when you listen to the song, it's heartfelt, but it's also like meaningful because the earth, the place that we live on today, is overran and overcome by wickedness and evil and darkness, right? And because of that darkness, the earth is in a bad condition. The earth is in a bad place, right? And mainly because of the one that's ruling, right? There's a scripture that says the rulers do language thereof, or the people language thereof. I know it's about the earth. Let me see. Isaiah 24:4. Can you get that real quick? Isaiah 24:4. I'll pull it up on the screen. You can read it. Isaiah 24:4.
God, this is Isaiah 24:4.
You got it.
And it reads, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish."
Yeah, and you see that. Let's read that in the NLT and the AMP. It says the earth mourns and dries up. But why is the earth mourning? Because of the rulership, the people that are in power, right? They're depleting the people, first and foremost, the people. They're depleting everything that the people need to exist and to subside on the earth. The earth mourns and dries up. The crops waste away and wither. Even the greatest people of the earth waste away. And who's the greatest people of the earth? The Israelites. And you see that happening with our people, right? Why is this happening? Because of transgression. It's at such a high level, right? Our transgression against Yahweh Shem Shai, and then the rulers who rule this world, their transgression, and on a high level. So this is the reason why you see what's happening. Another quick precept. This is a book of Isaiah. No, was it Isaiah? Proverbs 29:2. Salakia. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's what you see happening. You got people mourning. You got people dying, crying, sighing. Right. And I had this image right here of the ghetto, because this is our experience in America. Not only in America, but you even got it in Colombia, right? I don't know what they call them in Colombia. I know in Brazil they call favelas, right? What do they call these in Colombia, brother?
They call them comunas.
Yeah, comunas. There it is, right here. Comuna 13, right? So you got comunas in Colombia, right? And they're what are okay. Even though Colombia got some beautiful women in there, but a lot of them are living in this shit. Same thing with Brazil, right? You got a lot of just because you're beautiful don't mean you can't live in the ghetto. Look at the hood. Look at America. This is where the most of our people live in the world. This is a favela in Brazil, Like the biggest favela in Brazil, I believe, is called Rocinha, right here. This is the biggest favela in Brazil, and it's literally right at the crest of wealth. So when these people look down from their favelas and Rocinha, right? Look at this shit. It's a shanty town. Houses built on top of houses, roads on mountains, no sanitation, no sanitation, no sewage, no proper sewage. You know what I'm saying? People got to collect water and put it on the rooftops and shit. But right down, there's a let me see, Hossein favela versus affluent affluent neighborhoods. Right? There's a line. Yeah, you can see it right here. This is great. This is Hossein right here, and right down the mountaintop near the water, you got what? You got buildings. You got high, wealthy, uh, wealthy plots of land where the wealthy stay at. The poor don't live in this shit. The poor lives in the mountains, up on a high, you know, in the slums. You know, you see this shit all. You see, oh, this is a great example right here. This is an aerial view, the rich versus the poor. Right, this is the rich right here. Right, they got
Hmm.
spaced out land. You got Slovakia. Hold on, brother. I'm gonna mute you, brother, while I speak. Slovakia. Yeah, you got it. They got spaced out land. You know what I'm saying? Versus the communicajes, they bunk they on top of each other. There's barely any room to walk, right? And these blue things that you see on top of these roofs, this is where they collect water, rainwater. Meanwhile, the people on the bottom, they have proper sewage systems. They have proper housing. There's enough space between each other, but you got to be affluent to live in these homes. They got a community pool, and it's all separated by what, a wall of trees and buildings, and they don't come down there. These people, all the hell that's going on inside these favelas, right? And everybody ain't bad in these favelas. It's just poverty. It don't seep over here. It don't seep into the affluent community. You don't see that. But people that live in this world right here, these are two different worlds on the same plot of land. The people that live in this world think that the earth is filled like this, and the people that live in this world think that, hey, there's no better place than this. You see, it's called a
Con.
contrast between wealth and poverty. But you got it, brother.
No, I was gonna say, I believe it was the Olympics or the
Yeah, the
World Cup
Olympics.
that it
Mhm.
was that they built the wall so that tourists couldn't see the favelas, and they would only see like the nice parts of Brazil. But yeah, man, Esau, like the scriptures say, he oppressed a man even in his heritage, because it's anywhere that Jake is, man, that he puts our people in in these dense populated areas with abject poverty, man.
Yeah. It says right here, the 2016 Rio Olympics featured several notable walls, most famously Eduardo Cobra's 3,000 square meter Etna's or F, ethnicities mural on the Olympic wall. Other significant walls include the Olympic Church Wall, Athlete Village. It says the wall listing as and the controversial Wall of Shame. Right? What is it? The Wall of Shame was unveiled in Barrow Park Olympic, was a 10-panel steel structure honored medalists from both Olympics and Paralympics. Let me see something. The wall that Olympic wall in Rio, um, and actually it's still up too. Like when you come out of the airport, like those walls are still up. Blocks the poor, that block the poor, right? So you didn't have to look on it. That's what these people do, right? They'll, instead of fixing a problem, they'll just block it off and act like it don't exist, right? In preparation, it says right here, in preparation, let me see. Salaki, brother, just bear with me. Oh, that's cool right here. It says Olympic wall in Rio de Janeiro block poor. It says For the 2016 Rio Olympics, a 10-foot high wall, 5-mile long concrete echo wall, was erected along the Linha Ramia Highway to visually conceal favelas from tourists. While authorities claimed it was an acoustic barrier, critics dubbed the wall as the Wall of Shame that hid urban inequality and acted as a barrier to the city's poorest residents, man. Right? The Wall of Shame erected around 2010 to hide poor neighborhoods, favelas from visitors. The barrier was criticized as a way for Rio to hide its poverty stricken areas while boasting of its, at the time, new improved and shiny Olympic image, man. And these things right here, it comes from the elite, right? Just real quick, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, Psalm 73, and yep, verse 8. It says, I'll start at 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully, right? So when it comes to oppression, they they speak with malice. They speak with malice and boastfulness and pride, right? They look at when these people see people that are poor, right? They look at the poor as if it's a different species of people, right? There's a scripture in the Apocalypse that says what a hyena. Right here, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 18. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? When you look at a hyena, people assume that they're the same type of animal. They're two different types of animal. They're similar to a canine, but it ain't a canine, right? What agreement is there between a hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor, right? There is no peace between the rich and the poor. In this world, they can't coexist, right? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor, right? The rich eat the poor up, and you see it. You mentioned, you paraphrase the precept which says they oppress a man even in his heritage, in his own land, even his own heritage, man, right? And it says, as the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. And you look up that term for abhor, right? That word for abhor is abhor is a verb meaning to loathe, to detest, or hate something intensely, often for moral reasons, man. In our in our case as a nation, we're the poor, the meek of the earth. And who's in power? Who's the wealthy? The Edomites. They're in power. Not every Edomite is balling out of control, but they have an air of wealth mindset where they look down at us like it's something we're doing wrong. That's why we're poor. They'll reduce it to our skin complexion. They'll reduce it to our heritage. Oh, this is the reason why you're poor. You're just slaves, right? That's how they treat the poor. You know what I'm saying? And then what goes into the mind of a person that got to live in this kind of shit or this kind of environment? That this is how the earth is. This is how life is. Because most people, they don't get out of this shit. You live in it, you live in it, you thrive in it, and you die in it. Right? You be in the same city as the wealthy, but your portion of the city got trash, is crime ridden, poverty stricken. There's no outlet for wealth. There's no wealth coming in. You got to go out of this area to earn an income, and then even that income, you can't recycle that money in your neighborhood. It gets outside, and this goes back to the curses, going to the enemy for the one of all things. But our enemy use these things to exploit it. But then you get people singing songs like Shorty right here, right? Earth is a ghetto. It says, Earth is a ghetto, I want to leave. Can you beam me up? I'm out on the street by the corner store. You know, the one on 15th. It says, got a bright shirt on, so I'm easy to see. I've been down here stranded indefinitely, right? Can't reach my planet, but I need to leave. You should see these people. It's hard to believe how they treat each other. It's hard to conceive. Oh, Earth is a ghetto. I want to leave. Earth is a ghetto. I want to leave. Ghetto. I want to leave. She says they have hungry, starving, nothing to eat. The homeless living on the street, and the sick are dying. Crooked police, politicians lying, cramming laws on the street. I got 5 on fuel if you need it from me. I'll sit on the back if you it says I'll sit in the back if you ride in too deep. Better lock the doors. People lie, still and cheap. Roll the windows up so we can head out in peace. Oh, Earth is a ghetto. I want to leave. Then you got rappers like Tupac talking about some. I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. Here it is, you fucking suffering in this world, and you asking a dumbass question and make a song talking about I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. Absolutely fucking not. The spirit world don't have a ghetto, man. Right? Those environments was created to oppress our people. It's called redlining. I had this book. I've been sitting on this book for a minute, but a book about redlining. And I'll pass it to you. I got this book. Um, it's called. It's not this. Um, Man, it was a book about redlining. A book about redlining. Yeah, redlining in Chicago. Was it Chicago? It was. Hold on. I know it's America, but the book I can't find a book because I got it somewhere, but it actually popped up. Let me see. Books about yeah about red lining in America. Um, I can't find a book. I had what's it called? The color of yeah, the color of the law. Was it? Is this it? Yeah, this is it.
Cut off.
Yeah, the color of the law, right? The color of the law by Richard Rothstein argues with exciting precision of the fascinating insight how segregation in America, the incessant kind that continues to dog our major cities and has contributed to so much recent social strife, is the byproduct of explicit government policies at the local, state, and federal levels, right? And then you see the image right here of red line. The red places where our people stay at. The yellow line, the yellow places is where the other nations stay at, and the blue places is where the other nations live at. But redlining houses are cheap. They make sure that these people that live in the red areas, which is namely Black and Latinos, you can't get out of that, right? You can't buy homes outside of that. The whites, so-called whites in the other nations, the Edomites in the other nations, they don't buy homes in this area because it's a rundown area. These are typically impoverished impoverished areas, right, where there's no upward mobility at all in there. And the Edomites, they get the best portions of that land. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got that. But you got something to say, brother?
Kind of, no, I remember. I think we did a lesson and we went into how Esau purposely designs the cities where our people live in to have like no greenery and trees and all that because they know that it lifts up your spirits when you have like lawns and trees and how they purposely keep all of those things outside of like the ghettos or the favelas because it keeps you at a low energy, they
Yeah,
don't give you shade and none of that. I think it was us that did a lesson on that.
yeah, we
But
probably
yeah, ultimately to keep your spirits at a low energy, and that's why Jake is always acting out, man.
yeah,
Right on top of all the demons they got on them. But
yeah,
yeah, they create this environment of hostility, man. Right? You mentioned the song mentioned the girl being in the corner store, and we already know what's going on in the corner store, right? Like you got Jake selling drugs, prostitution, all these things that are pretty much a byproduct of poverty, man, right? And it's because Esau sets up the environment for Jake to pretty much thrive in those wicked scenarios.
that's right, man. And They make sure that life doesn't particularly flourish at a high rate in those areas. Even though the more you oppress our people, the more we we number anyway. But this is Micah 2:2. It says, I'll start at 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. You can break it down too, brother. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man, even so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, man.
That's right. And
Um,
those that devise evil is who? The Edomites, because they have the control of the earth. So
yeah,
woe unto them, destruction unto them.
yeah. In the NLT, it says, when you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. Eminent domain. You'll run the drive the housing prices down so you can buy it for cheap. So you don't have to get the people that's forced out of there that's selling their homes the maximum price worth of their home. They'll never really truly know how much their home is worth because you already underbidding them. And then even when you send people to appraise, you send people to appraise the home before purchasing the home. What happens? They get a lower appraisal. But if you was a white family in there, they'll get a higher appraisal, right? When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence, which you just said. You cheat a man in his property, stealing his family's inheritance, which is the land. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what you do. And when you're doing that, you destroying the mind of the people, you destroying the hope of the people, you destroying the wealth of the people, and therefore you make it a fucking ghetto. Look at this place, man. Everything in it is disgusting, right? But when you look at the world, people want to escape. Like I was telling somebody earlier, our people are trapped in a never-ending cycle of escapism. What are they trying to escape? The harsh realities of life, right? Whether they use drugs, they use music industry, television, they use sex, they use whatever. They're trying to escape, and no matter where they go, they catch the same hell, right? You end up right back where you tried to escape, the ghetto, right? Fucked up. And but the earth was created to be a paradise, bro. It was properly run, properly operated in righteousness. Is going to be when Yahweh Shai comes back, the earth is going to be a paradise. Even though the nation's going into hardcore captivity, slavery, guess what? They're going to have for judgment, and they're going to have to rebuild what they destroyed, right? And it's going to be governed through righteous laws, statutes, and commandments, the laws that were given to the Israelites, right? We're not going to be stealing somebody's land. We're not going to be finding a way to take somebody's land by fraud or violence. We ain't going to have to do that. First and foremost, the earth belongs to us. I'll get that real quick. This is the book of Second Ezra chapter 6. Second Ezra chapter 6, right? And Second Ezra 6 and 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. The world wasn't made for the sake of the heathen. The heathen were made for the sake of the Israelites. The world wasn't made for women to rule it. Who run the world? Girls. No, it wasn't made for that. Women were made to serve the men, right? But the world was created for the sons of Israel, because this is a place in where judgment is supposed to be delved out. But you have to have judges over here, righteous, honest, pure judges, experienced judges to rule this world while these people live through their judgment. And not only are they living through their judgment, it's also a place for us to dwell outside of the spirit world.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody go to either one of those places. You either go into the spirit world when you pass away, or you coming back down here to the earth when you're reborn and back into the life cycle. You're not gonna go to fucking Venus and or Mars. You're gonna live there, die there, and come back there. And that's not where it's at. It's here. Until that's opened up to the Israelites when we get the new mansions, which are those planets, right? And then you nations gonna be, born into life on them planets too. But what you're gonna be doing, the same thing you're doing on Earth, you're gonna be serving Israel. all your days, because you were created to do that. The earth wasn't made for the sake of the wicked. The earth was made for the sake of the righteous. But when we broke the laws and commandments of Yahweh Shem Shai to follow after these other nations, look what happened. Right? Look what we have to endure. You understand what I'm saying? So, when people, she sing Shorty sung your song 3 years ago, you know what I mean? She wanted to leave. She was crying. Matter of fact, it was on I don't want to get no copy strike, but Shorty was singing on TikTok before she got the record deal to sing for to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? And Earth is a ghetto, man. Shorty was like, she was crying in the spirit. She was crying, right?
I got
This
a quick precept. Well,
what
if
you
you
got, bro?
this is in the book of Isaiah 45 and 18. I'll read it in the KJV, but I want to read it in the NLT and the NIV as well. So
Isaiah
the
5 and 18.
yeah, 45 and 18.
You got it, brother.
So it says Isaiah 45 and 18 in the KJV. For thus saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, that created the heavens, the Most High Himself, that formed the earth and made it. He has established it, and He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and there is none else.
That's the spirit. I had that precept on deck too, but
Oh,
it's all the spirit. You want me to read in the NLT?
Kaka, yes.
For Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is the power, is the Most High. And He created the heavens and the earth and put everything in place. He made the world to be lived in, not to be a place of empty chaos. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, He says, and there is no other.
That's right. And this is what Esau turned the creation to, man, a place of empty chaos,
Yeah.
right? Everything that he establishes is in wickedness, chaos, confusion, right? Nothing is to promote life. Everything is to, well, he calls it to advance humanity, but in reality, what he wants to do is alter the creation.
And He's setting humanity back, what He
Yeah,
calls humanity. And He's setting the nations back by doing what He's doing. And He wants to rule in perpetual wickedness. But in order to do that, He has to control the world in wickedness. But that's already had. The scripture says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not Him, where and who is He? So like whereas Esau say, oh, it's too many people on the earth. We need to kill all these people off the earth. We need to call the population, right? But he say that as if he understand how the earth is supposed to be inhabited. The earth wasn't created to be 500,000. What is it? I think 500 million. That's what they want to have on the earth, according to the Georgia Guidestones, so-called. And what he says, 500 people, 500 million people on earth in perpetuation with nature. But the Lord said He created the earth to be inhabited, to be lived in.
that's right.
Right? It don't matter how many people are born into this earth. There's more than enough space and room and food and items to take care of man on this earth. If it wasn't so, the Lord wouldn't created man on this earth. He wanted us to be fruitful and multiply. But what Esau do? He create ways to kill you. He tells you that you should kill the kid in the womb. Right? So now your women have become wholesale fucking murderers, walking around with a murder unit in her pants. Right? The men don't have any respect for the value of life, so they take it at a whim's notice. You offended me, so you gotta die. You stepped on my shoes, so you gotta die. You said something about me on social network, you gotta die. You snitched on me, you gotta die. When the scriptures tell us that if we witness something wrong, we supposed to testify what we witnessed. But you got guys in there that just the world is all fucked up, bro. And it's like that. I don't know. I don't know. I thought I shared it with you, my man. I had saved this video. This Edomite, he was like, "World's all fucked up now. A lot of shit going on. World's all fucked up now." But why is it all fucked up now? Because of the Edomites, man, and the heathens, the other heathens, and 2/3. Because the righteous rulers are not in their right position. We weren't created to be slaves. We weren't created to be subordinate to our subordinates. We weren't created to be oppressed by our oppressors. We were created to rule over these people in righteousness. You got it.
Um, in the AMP it says, for the Lord who created the heavens, He is the Most High, who formed the earth and made it. He established it and did not create it to be a wasteland, but formed it to be inhabited. Says this: I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and there is none else. Right. So the earth wasn't made to be a wasteland, man. But
Yeah.
again, this is what Esau made of the Lord's creation, a wasteland, because he established these cities that are pretty much against our bodies. They're not healthy for us. He created this technology that's terrible for our health, for the trees, for everything, man. He just pollutes everything, the water, the air. He chops down the trees at a massive rate, just for profit, man.
Yeah.
Because they'll tell you that, oh well, we need this and we need energy, but there's a lot more ways to create energy and create all these resources that they need, but it doesn't profit them. It doesn't bring them huge amounts of wealth, so they just say fuck it. It doesn't matter if we destroy this, as long as we live in a nice area. Fuck everybody else, right?
Yeah. Some brother focus on the kingdom says the society is not made for men of the Lord. It never was. It's for traitors, Eve and her master Esau, Edom, cave beasts. Yeah, man. Well, this ain't our world, but this is a cat. This is we're in captivity, right? I think he might have been hurt or something. Hey, Eve, she got her role too. That's why Eve don't want the system to end. She loves it here and will do anything her master says. Look at her when the pandemic came. They all lined up for the jump shot. Well, she's a weaker vessel. She's gonna do simple shit, right? Especially she ain't got an order over her head. Eve has a traitor. Eve has been a traitor to the Lord and her man. Well, guess what? We traded against Yahweh Shemel Shai too. That's why we in this condition, because we rebelled. Right? That's why our women are over us, because we rebelled. Right? Her man from the beginning of time, and it hasn't changed a beat. She is a bedwench demon. Esau, number one hitter from the men of the Lord. Yeah. There's no point trying to make a family with Eve. She's not trying to observe the traditions, obey the commandments of the Most High. That's why she loved degenerate ninjas. We wasn't even talking about Eve, bro. You gotta follow the spirit, bro. I'm sorry, brother. I mean, I appreciate you tuning in, bro, but this ain't for you to vent, my man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't defending Eve at all, but everybody got their role. And now the topic of this lesson is the earth was not meant to be a ghetto. We ain't talking about Eve right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And it ain't like Jake innocent. We fucked up. That's why nothing works for us. Like Elder Apostle Tahar said, if the Lord wanted us, if Jake had Eve in order down here, you wouldn't give a fuck, man. You wouldn't care that you was in the hell, because your woman's in order. You go home, she's subordinate to you, right? She do what she want. She do what you want her to do. You wouldn't want to leave here, even though you being judged here. So what? The Lord turned all the things that we worshiped in this world against us, man. Right?
That's right.
Everything that you so-called love and you put your heart into outside of your how about your own shot now works against you. That includes the woman. Right?
And spiritually, speaking, just how we see Eve in the world, that's how the Lord sees us, man. Like, what the fuck? I was giving you everything, and you chose the nations and the idols, and then this is the consequences, man. Living in the earth that's like unto the ghetto, man.
That's right. And then, brother, and again, to the dude focus on the kingdom, bro. You should go by your name. You should do what your name say, bro. Chill out with the Eve shit, because we ain't talking about her, bro. That's another lesson for another time, brother. We talking about something totally different than Eve right now. Okay, so follow the spirit, bro, because you're throwing it off, man. You're throwing it off. You're throwing the spirit off, man. I don't like that. Shit is frustrating, bro. Here it is. We talking about, why the earth is a ghetto, that the earth wasn't meant to be that. And Jake should just start going in about women and shit, bro. Like, fuck the woman right now, bro. Fuck the woman, man. Give a fuck about her, bro. Anyway, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 8. And in Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, the Most High, planted a garden eastward in Eden. And there he put man whom he had formed. So the garden, the Idon, right? That's what I wanted to go to. That term for Idon is right. Idon is what it says, pleasure, right? The first habitat of man after the creation, sight unknown. It's the earth. Earth is Idon, and then that garden eastward in Eden is Jerusalem. Okay, Earth is Idon. That's the name of this planet, not Earth. Idon, which means what? Pleasure. Because Yahweh Shah created everything perfect. Everything was perfect until man came in with the wickedness. So that serpent, then Eve took it, then Adam took it, and then now we here. Shit is all fucked up now. Right? People working on it, people living and operating on a base level. There are rarely people on this planet outside of the elect, the hopeful elect, operating on a high level, a high spiritual level. You got Esau operating on a high spiritual level of wickedness, and then you got us operating on a high level spirit of righteousness, but it's a small amount. It ain't everybody. Things are out of order, and that's why we need Yahweh Shah. You got something, Zaquan? Hey, brother, you still there?
Yeah, kind. No,
That's
I'm looking for a scripture, that roughly paraphrase how the Lord gave Adam the dry lands and Leviathan the waters, something like
okay.
that. I want to see what it says in the GNT. Oh,
It wasn't Adam, it was Enoch.
oh, Enoch. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I believe it was Enoch. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, second address. Wow, we didn't say yeah, second address 6 and 49. Hold on, I'll go back to that. Second address 6 and 49. This is the book of second address chapter 6, verse 49. All right, and I'll start at 47. Second address 6 and 47. Upon the fifth day thou saidest unto the seventh part where the waters are gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowl and fishes, and so it came to pass. And it says, for the dumb water and without life brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High, that all people might praise thy wondrous works. Then didst thou ordain two living creatures, the one thou calledest Enoch and the other Leviathan, and didst separate one from the other. For the seventh part, namely, where the water was gathered together, might not hold them both. Right? Unto Enoch thou gavest one part, which was dried up the third day, that he should dwell in the same part wherein are 1,000 hills. But unto Leviathan thou gavest the seventh part, namely the moist, and has kept him to be devoured of whom thou wilt and when. Upon the sixth day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. That was it, brother?
Yeah, yeah. I think that was it. But I
And I know it wasn't Adam. It didn't say Adam. It said Enoch. I remember that.
okay, con. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like it again, it says to for him to dwell in what and that the creation may praise Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, meaning that you mentioned earlier he wanted Enoch to judge the earth in righteousness, man,
Well, it
because everything has an order, right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai made everything to be judged in righteousness so that it could bring forth its fruits, man.
yeah. It goes on to say, and after this, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all creature, of him come we all, and that's where we was at earlier.
Oh, con. Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, it was. It said Enoch there, but the point of the matter is that Enoch represented man. Leviathan represented the Leviathan species and everything that's in it. Leviathan is over the ocean, over everything that's in the ocean. But although everything came out of the waters, that including fowl, beast, cattle, and man, came out of the waters. The point of the matter is that Yahweh Bashim Shah made everything perfect. He put everything in order because he don't do things in chaos. He do things decently in order. So everything was perfected. The way man's body is operating on the earth was for protect for in a perfected way. But Esau, he'll tell you that the way your body is structured is wrong. He'll take your gallbladder out. He'll take your tonsils out. He'll take your wisdom teeth out. Right? All that to do what? He do that because he's making what's made perfect imperfect. This is the reason why the poison in your food, the poison in your food, the poison in the waters. And shalom to the Zaquan Yashar from GMS Australia, man. If you want, brother, you can tap in if you want. I'll post a link. I see you on the thing. So hold on, brother. I'll post a link just in case you want to jump in and say a few words or something, bro. I know it's usually that brother be at work, so a lot of times he can't really get on and tap in. But I posted it up just in case you want to join in, brother. Anyway, the Lord made everything perfect, and Esau making all the things that's perfect imperfect by taking away from it or destroying it. Period. And that includes the earth. You got anything else, brother?
um, Con, I was holding Lamentations 2.
Con,
Lamentations 2, verse 16, 15.
you got it.
God, this is Lamentation 2 and 15 says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. And again, most of the areas where Esau, destroys the land and keeps it in terrible conditions is where our people are at, man. Because they ultimately Esau knows who the Israelites are, man, and this is why they want to keep us in a destroyed state. Because as long as we don't come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he could keep, pretty much doing what he want to do. But we know that the Lord got an election that was gonna come out of all these things, man.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like these are our pits in this world, but in the next world, these nations they're gonna be in a pits, like literally grounds. Like this right here gonna be like a multi-million-dollar mansion compared to where they're gonna live at in the kingdom, especially the Edomites, because you're not gonna be above ground, you're gonna be underground. And we ain't gonna create no scaffolding for you to climb up and then out of that motherfucker. No. You gonna have to get out of that motherfucker every day. And there ain't gonna be a place you want to hang out at, right? And you
That's
Edomites,
right.
you're gonna be getting violence pushed on you in them pits by them other nations, man. Right? You gonna be catching hell down there, bro. Well, you're not gonna be mixed and mingled together either. It's separate pits. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna be catching. It's gonna be fucked up for you out there, bro. And that's the way you're gonna live until you destroy it off the earth, right? No more of these. What is it called? Waddington Manors. Waddington. Manor. Yeah, this shit right here. Waddington Manor. Waddington. Or Waddington. This shit right here. You Edomites will never live like this again. Look at this shit, bro. This living, bro. This the only house in the area code. Right? And that's from a blessing. The fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. Right? Look at this shit. You don't see another house within miles, not even 10 miles in it. Look around this motherfucker, bro. It's just empty. Only houses, no corner stores, no poppy stores.
No loud neighbors, none of that shit, man.
Hold on. Select it, brother. Oh yeah, the brother, he's gonna join in from Australia. But like you said, what you said, no poppy store. You said no loud noise. Yeah, no loud noise. You ain't got to worry about some nigga driving by the house banging some rap music, a bunch of noise and shit. And this ain't just how the elites live. Look at how the rest of the average communities, right? Gated communities.
Kind of like that community you showed me one time with the airplane hangars and shit.
Airplane hangars, yeah. Look at this shit. Like they got houses close together, but you ain't no gang banging. Ain't no, the property value is extremely high, and they keep it so that these Edomites can thrive in there. But the rest of the world is suffering. The rest of the world is suffering, and it's not even real living. Like I said, when you show Waddington Manor, that's living. This is living right here. But in our kingdom, this something like this it's like Section 8 housing. A house like something like this is like Section 8 housing, man. You know what I'm saying? This ain't high level living for a real Israelite, a man of the Lord. You got something else, brother?
No, I'm looking at richest neighborhoods in the U.S.
And you want to share your screen? You can share your screen, brother.
Okay. Yeah, man, because Esau's living in luxury, right? What there's communities that have to pay HOAs, like community dues and shit,
Yeah.
and they're higher than most Jake's mortgages and shit, man.
Yep.
Of nice homes and whatnot.
Even condos, like you go out, you buy a crib that's like in a building and shit. The condo fee be like $3,500, $5,500, sometimes higher than that. And why they got condo fees? So they won't let the average Negro up in there, the Negro, Latino, Native American up in there. You know what I'm saying? Blocking you out. So you can't have a higher standard of living. In order to get a higher standard of living in this society, you got to sell out. You really got to sell out, man. You got to sell out to Esau. You got to do what he wants you to do, right? You got to lie, cheat, steal. Because most Jakes, that's what they're trying to do is get out of the ghetto, but they got to treat their own people like shit. You got to act like you basically put on the outfit of an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? You got it, brother.
Come on. Let me see. This is 5 most expensive neighborhoods in the U.S. Look at that. Entry to your crib and shit like that.
Yeah.
They got Manhattan. Oh, it sounds. Look at that, man. Yeah, I remember when I was in New York, I was doing like HVAC and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And we went into, I think at the time, this was like maybe 10 years ago. And we went into the third richest or the third most expensive condo apartment in the whole New York.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that thing was unbelievable. It was like I was in shock when I went in there. I was like, what the hell? Like people actually live like this, bro. Like this is crazy.
Yep.
Okay, this is what is this at the Golden Triangle, Greenwich? Look at these homes, man. Just the maintenance on these places is a bunch of money, man.
Yeah, I got the brother from Australia. Tapped in. Hey, Shalom, how about Shalom Shy? By Sean that's what I thought.
Shalom, Akim. How about give me a minute. Let me log into it real quick.
Come.
Yeah, just hold up. Let me see. Hold on. Okay.
You can keep talking, Khan.
Yeah, and in a lot of these places, in order for you to buy certain properties, they look at your background. They'll tell you, oh, we got to do a background check. But as soon as they see you not a Edomite or one of these heathen nations that they want to live amongst, they'll deny your application, man, showing you how even if you do have the money, you're not welcomed in these communities, man.
Khan. That's right, man. Hold on, brother. This is not connected, brother. Yeah, just say you back, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you, brother.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Hey, Shalom. How about you? I'm shy about you. Shalom, brother.
Hey, Shalom Akim. How about you? Shalom Katash.
Well, you want to jump in there and say something, brother?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you brothers keep going, and then I'll hop in.
Okay. I'm gonna mute your mic while that noise in the background, brother.
Is that me?
Is that you or Kahan? I'm not sure. Oh,
No, I think it was me. It was me. Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's Kahan. Oh, okay, Kahan. So, yeah, that's all you have, Kahan?
Con.
I'm gonna go back to this video right here. Oh shit. Sloppy about that. So yeah, going back to this again, the earth is not meant to be a ghetto. The Lord didn't create it to be there. It's supposed to be a paradise. But because of wickedness, this is what we have. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And you can break it down, Elder Yashar.
Go ahead. Read it one more time, Bakusha.
2nd Ezra 15 and 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
So yeah, right now when you look how the earth is full of weaknesses because the man who's in the rulership is Esau, and Job 9:24 tells you if the earth is going to be given to the hand of the wicked. So since Esau's ruling the earth right now, the whole earth is defiled. People are defiled, animals defiled, like food, water. It's all defiled because of Esau, and he has to be what he has to be put out of his miserable so the place the earth can be back into its proper foundation.
That's
And
right.
so that's why you be seeing like the tsunamis, the earthquake. That's that's the works of Satan. That's work of Esau.
Oh,
Okay, through his pseudoscience.
yeah, we got the brother from Melbourne. He's here too. I'm gonna see.
Oh, he want to join in?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna post a link up just in case he want to get in, man. Get some of this too.
Yeah, I was just talking to him before.
Oh, okay, God. I got you, brother. You can go ahead and keep speaking, Zaquan.
So yeah, I would say like like the elder read the weakness have extended put the whole earth, and therefore and the hurtful works are fulfilled. So you can see right now, the earth is rising up against Esau. All right, because his weaknesses that he has committed on the earth on people too. Just not just the earth, even people, even in the beasts of the earth are coming against him.
That's right. That's right.
So eventually, how about Shimei Shai is gonna come, go face to face with him.
Okay, God. Oh, yeah, the brother said I think he had to go to the plantation. He said I had to miss out just at the plantation. All right, no problem, brother. You can listen, tune in. Let me give you verse 7, brother. This is verse 2nd Ezra 15 and 7. Therefore saith the Lord, verse 8, I will hold my tongue no more in such their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Right, and then also this year, this applies to our people. It applies to Esau and the 2/3 of our people. Okay, and what's going to happen is the Heavenly Father is no longer, basically playing games with him. What's going to follow is going to be action. And that action is going to be what is going to be, the plagues we read about in the Bible. That are going to fall upon these people. And hey, we what are we doing right now? Crying now. Okay, crying to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, how long is this gonna go on for? Also crying out the weaknesses of our people, the weaknesses of Esau. That's what's happening right now. And eventually he's gonna not eventually, but I want to say that the Heavenly Father Yahweh Hashem has already heard our cry, and that's why we see all these things happening worldwide. He's showing us like I'm with you. The time is going to be cut short, and return and do what deliver the elect.
That's right, brother. That's right. You got something to say, Khan?
Well, I have a quick precept in Revelation 11 and 18. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I got that up there too. Well, you got it. The spirit jumped on. You got it, brother.
Revelation 11 and 17. It says the nations were angry, and their wrath was come, at the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, unto the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, and the ones that have the power to destroy the earth, they also like to point the finger at the masses of the people, like, oh, you got to recycle, you got to watch your carbon footprint. But in reality, those that destroy the earth is the elite, man. With all this, toxic waste they dump in the waters and the air. And again, we mentioned their covetousness. There's alternative ways for him to do these type of things, but he wants profit. He wants, to make money off of it. And the scriptures say in the Apocrypha, there is nothing more wicked than a covetous man, because he will sell his own soul for profit, man. So this is the man we're dealing with.
Yeah, he preferred pain and profit over order and righteousness. Right? It ain't even really the money. It's the ability to destroy people and play with their emotion, play with their lives, like a cat plays with a toy or a dog plays with the ball. That's how Esau plays with the poor and puts them in these conditions so he can destroy the Lord's people. Right?
That's right.
But guess what? Yahweh Shema Shah is going to destroy you that destroyed the earth. This is not talking about a Jake that throw a plastic bag on the street while walking and shit. Nah. It's talking about you Edomites that created the plastic industry. It's talking about you Edomites that created the chemical industry. It's talking about you Edomites that created the deforestation. Right? That's making the earth like a ghetto. In the ancient world, you could go through a town or a country, and as you walk through this town, there were trees with fruits on it. Even in America, there was a time where fruits were available in America. But what happened to it? Urbanization. Right? They don't want you eating free fruit off the tree. You got to go buy that. You want a peach? You got to go buy that. There was a time in America they had peach trees, banana trees. There's other places you go in the earth that's available. In other places in the earth, you can go to South America, man, and you can live off the trees, man.
That's right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Over here in Australia, like this is how you know that this devil Esau, it's like the so-called white man is Esau. So over here in Australia, they have certain areas have like mango trees and shit like that out here.
Yeah.
And now because we're in the season of it right now, so these mangoes, Esau don't pick them out here. These mangoes just like gets run, and if you climb up to that tree and go get that mango and Esau catches you, guess what? You're stealing. But he's letting those mangoes be wasted.
Yeah.
They don't go and grab them off. The only people that do that are the so-called Vietnamese people. They really take care of the mangoes and go sell them in the markets and shit. But Esau, he won't touch it. But he'll go spend money in a fucking store and buy mangoes that being brought through the whole Esau's system, the whole GMO system of his. He'll go over there and do that and let a whole organic and naturally grown mango get run. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's right. This man, because he's anti-life. You're not dealing with a person. You're not dealing with a person that's you're dealing with a person that's pro-death. He's anti-life, right? Yahweh Shema Shai is pro-life, right? That's why he tells man to be fruitful and multiply on the earth. He tells all the beasts to be fruitful and multiply for a reason. Now you have a natural culling within the ecosystem that takes certain beasts eat other beasts. certain insects eating certain insects just to keep the numbers at a reasonable rate so it wouldn't overflow because you can't have too much of anything. Right? Death, man on the earth dies at a certain rate because of the judgment. But that helps the system too to keep thriving. But it's not up to Esau to do that.
Balance, man.
Yeah, and then he kills the Lord's people. He's destroying the Lord's people. Real quick, before the brother Kahan has some information right here. Go ahead and read it, brother. I think he's still here. Okay, I got something. Till he comes back.
No, you could bring it out and then we'll touch on this.
All right, brother. This is Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah chapter 14, verse
12.
I started at 12 the water.
Yeah, because I was about to get that precept.
God, that's the spirit, man. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? You could break it down, bro.
The other bro, you want me to?
You can break it down, brother. You?
Oh yeah. So how that from heaven or Lucifer? So this tree is going into the elite. Lucifer, goes into light bearer, and they're the ones they're light bearer on the left side. And so right now what's happening is that their kingdom is what is being brought down. You can slowly see their kingdom is declining. And the Habashian tries about to bring them down to the ground, meaning like you're gonna be the lowest among all nations, man. Even the beasts of the earth they're gonna be higher than you, Esau. Yeah. Which did weakness the nations. Look right now, you look look what you did to the Israelites, man. You hear me?
You went out there, brother. You gotta repeat it. You went out.
Can you hear me?
They can hear you now, brother. You got it. You see that, brother? Are you sure? You still there, brother?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, brother.
Yes. It's like somebody.
Yeah, you got you going in and out, brother. Esau messing with his brother's his brother's internet or something. But I'll read it. I'll read it for you, brother. While we wait for you to get that together. This is again, the brother was going into the Laquan was going into Salakia. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Like he's going into Esau, he weakened the Israelites. Each tribe is a nation unto itself. But even look at the other nations, how like he goes over to these countries and brings his westernized ways to those countries. It weakens them through the food, through their democracy, through their philosophies, right? Their homosexuality, their lesbianism. Even if these countries are already indulging in that, now they put these things at the forefront. You back? You back, brother? You sure? So, verse 13, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars. It says, the stars of the Most High. Who are the stars of the Most High? The 12 tribes. I will sit also among the mount. I will sit. Salaki, you got a brother? Somebody just popped in. Hey, you back, brother?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
Yes, somebody was calling me. So when you get a phone call, it goes the volume goes down.
Oh, okay, kind. You got it, brother.
Yeah, I just told him, I was busy, so.
So I'll read it again. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? You got it, bro.
Right. So that was going. Like I said before, Easter's rulership right now is is going down. You can tell. When you go on when you watch the news, everywhere you go, social media, you just see that this devil is rulership is over with. Even these these regular Edomites of here, they're complaining about what America is doing. They're complaining about what Israel is doing. It shows you like they're fully divided. When you read what is it, Daniel the 5th chapter, to do with the ancient Babylonian Empire before they got taken down, when that hand came out, it said what they were found wanting, divided, You know, and that's what we're seeing with America right now. It's like America, being that the great city for the elite.
Yep.
If that great city, which is America, is already weak as it is, who's gonna raise up and take over? No one. It won't be Russia.
Ain't
Okay,
gonna be
so
Australia.
no, hell no.
He says,
Australia depends on USA.
yep.
So
He says,
you weaken the nations, and now the Heavenly Father, how about Shimshai is weakening you, and that's why these nations are now lately, like Iran or all these other little nations, they're talking back to America. You ain't basically say you ain't shit no more, man.
yeah.
You know,
They
so
calling out for being a hoe. You ain't nothing but a high price hoe. That's all you are, man. It says, verse 13, for thou had said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also in the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yeah. And that's what you Edomites are doing. You acting like you the Most High. Like you the
that's
ones
right.
that call the shots on this earth. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, which hell is the grave, hell is a condition. And that's where you elite going to. You're going into the pit. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world into a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners, man. And
Yep.
that's you doing it, man. You got it, brother.
Yeah. Like that opening of the houses of prison, and that's going into Esau, what you have done. And we can go into the system of today, but also Esau right now, he's trying to imprison Jake, through this digital ID. That's gonna be a new way of being prison. Another thing Issa don't want to do, he don't want to let Jet go. When I said he don't want to let Jet go, Issa will never come out on live TV and say these people here who's been oppressed for so long, these are the Israelites. No, you won't. You never come out and say that.
Nope.
That's another way of keeping our people in prison.
That's right. And the
You
AMP, Slav, you got it, brother. Y'all got it.
Oh no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say in the AMP it says, who made the world like a wilderness and overthrew its cities, who did not permit his prisoners to return home.
There you go.
Right? They ain't let us go back to our nation, our land, which is in Israel. Like said, you ain't tell us that we were the Israelites. You know we the Israelites. Right. Everybody know we the Israelites, but the Israelites. And then you didn't tell our people that. And then you kept us here. You ain't let us go back home. What you do? You created Jim Crow. You created the so-called civil rights era, slave. What do they call it? Slave codes, right? Vagrancy laws, right? You just kept us here and oppressed us even more. And when when they came to heaven, we're gonna walk by the pits and see this man down there, and our children, they're gonna look at this man. They ain't gonna believe that this is Jacob Rothschild. Like this guy, he the one that ruled the earth. Him and his people ruled the earth and turned into a wilderness. This guy, he gonna be all.
They're gonna be in prison forever. You know how this elder, to cut you off. You know how this devil be. He's locked up Jake. Who never even committed real crimes like that, and they in jail for life. Guess what, So you're gonna be in a pit forever, man. Yep. When I say forever, for a long time until you get done away.
Yeah.
There's no mercy coming for these devil, man.
Yeah. And in the NLT it says, is this the one who destroyed the world and made it into a wasteland? Again, a ghetto. Esau destroyed the earth and made it into a wasteland. One, because he hates Yahweh Shem Shah. He hates his law, statutes, and commandments. He hates the earth because he had nothing to do with building it. Right? That's like anybody, you give a person that had nothing to do with an inheritance. What you think they're gonna do with it? They're gonna squander it, they're gonna throw it away. You give a person a brand new house that never lived in a house before. He had nothing to do with building this place up. He ain't had nothing to do with setting it in order. What you think he gonna do to it? Tear it the fuck up, man. Just tear it up, destroy it. Because he don't have no responsibility to the place. And that's what he's done to the earth. He made it a wasteland, a ghetto. Is this the king who demolished the world's greatest cities and had no mercy on his prisoners, man. And
Yeah,
who was
look what they're doing over there in Jerusalem. That's one of the greatest city, right?
Yeah, he
Because
destroyed in a
this right
wasteland.
here ain't talking about America. It's that the city, if you go deep into the real city, is Jerusalem. Destroyed it. That's the holy city right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And made it a wasteland. You had
Yep.
something, Kahan? You still there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here. No, yeah. Well, I was gonna say, he's even imprisoned the minds of the Lord's people, man, to the point
That's right.
where, they're self-destructing. He taught them the ways, the wicked ways of his, and our people are self-destroying.
Yep. Yeah, because it's man, he's a devil, man. He's a devil, man. Yeah, I mean, only Satan seed would do some shit like this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All the kings, it says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. And that's these nations and their lands. But thou art cast out thy grave like an abominable branch. So you're not going back home. Remember me and the elder brother Yashar, we did a video a few days ago, and we brought up Petra, right? Where you belong at. This your land. This where you supposed to be here in this dry wasteland, mountainous range. Right? This is where you're supposed to live at. But guess what? When all these nations go back to their land and they're set forth, you're not going back to this. You're going to be destroyed. This is coming to us. And then guess what? When we get this land, when we get Petra, it's going to be beautiful. The mountain ranges, that shit going to be destroyed. We're going to knock that down. It's like a total demolition, bro. By the time,
it makes sense when you see these photos, right? Our elder, it makes sense why Esau hates trees, man. Look at it. No trees.
No trees. Nothing. Ain't no life there, bro.
Yeah.
Very little life exists there. Right? There's no trees in abundance. Like Elder Apostle Gabar said, man, how about Shimon Shai gave Esau a wasteland, bro, and told him to call that home. You know what I'm saying? He gave us the best portion of the earth, Israel. Look at this shit. This shit look like some shit out of Star Wars, man. It look like Tatooine from, I don't know if brothers ever watched Star Wars movie, but the planet Tatooine was like a desert. It was a desert world. That's Esau, man. Living in fucking holes and shit. Look at this shit. Hold on, let me make this bigger. This is what you had, but you didn't want this. This wasn't enough for you, right? This wasn't enough. So you say, no, I'm gonna take over the earth. I'm gonna take everything. Well, guess what? You're not even gonna have this because you ain't gonna be around to have it, right? Your land is coming with us, as it says in the book of Obadiah, 1:19, might be 17. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of why I wanted to bring this out that I had pulled up, because all of this is a product of Esau's hatred towards Jacob, man, because the blessing was given unto our people, man. So I wrote, what is it called when someone loves to destroy things? It says a person who loves to destroy things may display behaviors associated with disruptive impulse control and conduct disorders such as intermittent explosive disorder, violent outbursts, or conduct disorder, property destruction. Psychologically, this can be rooted in trauma where destructive acts serve to relieve tension, gain control, and express deep-seated anger.
Yeah,
and again,
that deep-seated anger came from the blessing being taken from him.
Yep.
When he lost, he gave his birthright up, but then when he lost a blessing, all of this started to manifest in his mind. He was already like this in the beginning, but then he turned toward his brother because he knew even after his father gave him a blessing, he gave you a consolation prize. That wasn't enough. Because the fact of the matter is, you still gonna be a slave to Jacob. That's what it say in the scriptures, and you don't want to be a slave. But it ain't about what you want, nigga. It's about what Yahweh Shai want.
That's right.
You ain't finna. It ain't about what you want. You know what I mean? You were created to be something, and that's what you are. You created to be the wicked, and that's what you are. You was also created to be a slave, and that's what you are.
And he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job being a wicked.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, perfected. If we were giving grades out for wickedness, you would get all straight A's, nigga.
A's.
Straight A's. A plus across the board, man. No failure.
And if you try, and you remember, if you try
Valedictorian.
to do good, he'll never do good. Isn't that how there's a precept that says that, right?
Yeah. In
That
Atlanta,
which is crooked.
oh, that which is crooked. Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Yeah, that one as well. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. That's Esau, man.
Yeah. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 1:15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In the NLT, the AMP, it says, what is wrong cannot be made right. What is missing cannot be recovered. So here it is, you Edomites, you think that you're being recovered as a Lord's people, but you're not. You pushing that whole, even these other nations think they got a place in the kingdom of heaven as far as amongst the Lord's people. But you was always missing. You was always missing. You can't be recovered. Right? You were always wrong. You can't be made right because the Lord created you to be wrong. You know? Yeah, another precept, brother.
I think the other mention, was it Isaiah 26:10? Let favor be shown to the wicked.
Yeah.
That one is good. Yeah.
Isaiah 26:10 says, "Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua."
There you go. You know, in our land of, you can speak on this, like.
No, you got it, brother.
No, I was gonna say in our land of Israel, like that land was given to this devil, right? You know, he had a chance to actually go there and be in it. Look what he's doing over there, man.
Yep.
You know,
he destroyed it. He doing wickedness. You got everything that's the Lord is against. You got it going on over there. You got idolatry, open idolatry over there. You worshiping other gods. You ain't worshiping Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You keep talking about some Hashem, but what does that mean? That just means the name. What God are you worshiping over there? Right? You got Allah over there. You got Jesus over there. You got all kinds of shit. You got atheism over there, Satanism over there, Kabbalahism over there, witchcraft and wizards. You got homosexuality over there. You got
don't they be having praise?
Kosher Pig and Coach Salaki, brother. You got Kosher Pig and what is that shit? Shrimp over there, eating shellfish and shit over there. You got it, brother.
No, I was gonna say, don't they be having like a happy people praise over there?
Yeah, the biggest gay parade over there is in Tel Aviv, man.
And that's crazy, man.
You got homosexuals running rampant over there. You got pedophiles and pederasties running a gambit over there, just chilling over there. But you got it, bro.
And that's a mockery. That what Easter is doing. What Easter is doing over there in the land of Israel. That's a mockery towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because he knows for sure that's the Holy Land. But nope, instead Easter turning around and saying, no, we're gonna do this in here to make mockery of Yahweh Yahushua, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Shows you that they know that they ended people.
Yeah. You got some card?
No. You got it.
What else you got right here? Let me see if I got anything else, man. This is the book of First Maccabees. I'm sorry, what's that, brother?
I was gonna say we didn't finish off Second Ezra chapter 15.
Yeah, Second Ezra 15. My bad.
Yeah.
Back in Second Ezra 15 and 8, it says, "I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." Verse 9. And I'm sorry, you got it, bro.
Oh, no, I said that's what that's what Grant Millstone does daily, man. Crying and complain continually to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, for the wickednesses that we're seeing here worldwide.
That's right. Verse 9. "And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." It says, "Behold, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." Right, which is America. Right, America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Okay, right, and the Lord's gonna bring them same plagues to America. Right, and He gonna bring us out of this place with a mighty hand of deliverance through His Son Yahweh Shai Mashiach, with the heavenly hosts of angels, the chariots, all of that. You want me to keep going, brother?
No, that was good. I wanted to get Isaiah 63 to go to back you up, Baba Kusha.
Isaiah chapter 63. You know what verse you want to go to?
From the top.
It's Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1. Who is this? Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Right. So when Yahushua comes back, man, he's coming. What? He's coming to to take out Esau, okay, Edom, But in the midst of him doing, at the same time, he's gonna deliver his elect. Okay, it's gonna be, he's gonna come to do some work on Esau, man. And as he's doing it, his elect is going to become beamed up, as we just read in the book of Second Ezra chapter 15. He's not gonna let his people suffer in the island of Egypt, which is today, America.
That's right. It says, "Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat?"
Which that's going into the killings that he's gonna be doing. When you go into the ancient time, I used to make wine. They used to do what? Stomp on those grapes, and the grapes, the grapes, get all of your clothes. So Yahushua, when it comes back with the killings, is lacking that. But does that mean the blood of these heathens is going to touch him? No.
That's right.
It's going to be a little blood spilling here over in America and the land of Israel, and whatever. How about it's going to touch worldwide, man?
Con. It says, it says, "I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come."
See, in the year, the day of vengeance is within his heart, and also the year of the redeemed, which is what redeeming the elect. So it's going to be vengeance and also redeeming the elect.
That's right. Let me keep reading.
I think you can read on, but that was the key point was verse 4.
Okay, that was it then. Yeah. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 9. "And after his death, they all went and put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth." And this is after Alexander. Well, I'll read 7 to give you a context. Because Alexander was an Edomite from Macedonia. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bear rule, every one in his place. These are 4 generals: Ptolemy, Seleucid, Lysimachus, Cassander, right? But the 2 prominent ones was Ptolemy and Seleucid, right? And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, because in reality, they weren't really kings. They set themselves up as to be kings, and then they set their children up to be kings. In reality, these are paupers, these are lowlifes, right? After them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So whenever these Edomites come into rulership, evils multiply on the earth. Never righteousness, only evil, only suffering, only misery, right? Only hell, only oppression, only lies, robbery, murder. That's what comes out of this man. That's exactly what comes out of this man. So yeah, brother, I mean, that's pretty much all I had on that. I ain't had nothing else. Again, earth was not meant to be a ghetto. It's meant to be a paradise. And when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai comes, well, I'll end it off with this precept right here. A new heaven.
Oh, yeah. That's the spiritual. Oh man,
New earth.
I was about to get it.
Oh, that's the spirit, man. A new earth. I know it's in Peter. Uh, yep. Second Peter chapter 3 verse 13. I'll start at 11. And you got it, Quan. You can break it down, bro. Second Peter 3 and 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness.
Right. So seeing, knowing also, as we read, like Apostle Gabas says this, when you read the scriptures, you have to visualize it. So you read the scriptures, you got to visualize what the Heavenly Father, how about Shem Yahshua is gonna do. So when he says that see all these things shall be dissolved, meaning like there's going to be destruction. It's a woman of manner of what is it's like what is it? Woman of
It says seeing all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in
right.
all holy
What
conversation and godliness.
Yeah, what kind of spirit you're supposed to be in? You're supposed to be you're supposed to be in within the right spirit, because if you're not in the right spirit, hey, you're gonna be caught up into the ways of this society and end up being one of these wicked ass people here. But you gotta change the conversation that goes into your behavior, conduct, how within its truth. Are you really doing it's like are you doing are you just recording videos, or and then behind that, are you practicing what you preach? You know what I mean?
That's right.
Because
it's like
when you look at like this, I'll give an example. When you look at these other camps, who call themselves scholars, they don't really believe what they preach. Because if they believe what they preach, they'll be practicing behind closed doors. But it shows that they don't practice it.
Yep.
Because
right.
These niggas trying to save everyone. These niggas not they're talking about America's not this, America's not that. Now it's all about making money using the truth. Come on, man! Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's right, man. And
They're
the
not,
AMP says, "Oh, you got it, bro." It's like
I was gonna say, they're not aligning themselves with the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why it tells us, seeing then that that the Lord's gonna do away with these things, we should be preparing for what's coming in righteousness, man. And it's what by getting closer to the Lord and letting go of this world.
That's right. And the AMP says, since all these things are to be destroyed in this way, which is all these things you put your heart into in this world, all of this shit, the way of life, the things that you see, none of this is going to survive the destruction. In the kingdom of heaven, we're not bringing nothing that's here into the kingdom of heaven. We're going to restructure everything in righteousness, man. Everything is going to be started from the ground up and built properly on a proper foundation, a righteous foundation. Seeing all these things are to be destroyed in this way, what kind of people ought you to be in the meantime, in holy behavior, that is, in a pattern of daily life that sets you apart as believers, as Zaquanian was saying, what kind of man you are behind closed doors when the cameras is off, when the video is not going, when you're not around brothers. And in godliness, displaying profound reverence toward our awesome power. And how you display profound reverence toward our awesome power, Yahweh Shalom Shai, by being obedient, doing what he told us to do. Right? It says, verse 12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Oof. And that's what we're looking forward to, man. A new kingdom, new rulership, everything, like the lesson, the earth was not meant to be ghetto. Yeah, the earth we living in right now is messed up. So we're looking for a new earth, everything's gonna be renewed.
Yep.
It's gonna start from it's like we're gonna start from scratch.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's going to be a refreshing. It's going to be the new heavens is a refreshed rulership, a righteous rulership.
That's right.
The new earth is a refreshed earth wherein life is teeming on earth, and that's what's going to happen on the other planets when they get out of their baby stage, and then they get put into it's going to be made like the earth, right? Because that's the reason. And then the other planets they made for Israelites, right?
Mhm.
The heathen gonna be there too serving, but they made for Israelites. But the reason why they're not in their fullness like the earth is today is because the earth is ground zero, right? It's gonna be the earth is gonna be the archetype for all the planets after that, right? And there's other planets that may have, I ain't been there yet. We ain't been there yet, but they may have, they may be at a different stage of development. Some of them might already be fully developed, waiting for the men of the Lord to come in and take it up and do what they do because it's their planet. We're gonna have solar
Yeah.
systems. We're gonna have control of the universe, right? We're gonna have control of the universe. We're gonna be like Elder Kazak say from Mississippi, man. We're gonna be many most highs, man. We're gonna be many most highs in this thing of ours. So that's all I have, brothers. Y'all got any closing statements or precepts?
There was one. I think Isaiah chapter 65,
Con,
verse 17.
Isaiah 65 and 17. It says, "A new heavens and a new earth" is the title right here. For behold, I create a new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. That's right.
Because who the fuck is gonna remember this kingdom of Esau, man? Hell no.
Hell no, nobody. Nobody's gonna talk
Nobody,
about it.
man.
If we talk about it, it's always gonna be in this thing like, man, remember we was in Babylon? We got to fly over that motherfucker. They're like, yo, this is where we was at, showing our children. But we ain't gonna be sitting across the table reminiscing about, man, remember them cheese we had in Babylon, man? Man, I wish we had them. Remember them sandwiches? And Elder Ariala said, man, Esau, they love sandwiches and soups, man. Everything is a damn sandwich. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, that's true, bro. You go out to get some dinner, man. It's typically a sandwich or some soup involved in it, man. Because that's what these Edomites in our kingdom, bro. We're gonna have real meals, man. We ain't gonna be sitting down talking about some, man. Remember them tomahawk steaks in America, bro? Man, I miss some tomahawks. Nah, absolutely not. Remember the NBA? Remember basketball? Man, I miss football.
Them hot dogs.
Remember the iPods, bro? Them Air Pros. Nobody's. This place is not going to be remembered. In the NLT and the AMP, this verse says, "Look, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and no one will even think about the old ones anymore, man. Which is the old rulerships. No one's going to think about the old rulerships, and no one's going to be thinking about the old way Earth used to look, and used to feel, and used to be." Right? It says in the AMP, "Behold, I am creating a new heavens and a new earth, and the former things of life will not be remembered or come into mind." It's not even going to come into our mind about none of that shit. None of this.
Elder, this is hell. Who the fuck want to remember hell, man? Hell no.
For real, but you want to forget that shit. And that, you ever think about a bad time and come in your mind, you try to shake it off like, oh man, forget that. I ain't thinking about that. Well, that's how Americans going. It's gonna be one big nightmare, bro. We're not gonna be looking at no TV. We're gonna be like, yo, man, let's watch some reruns of Martin. Let's watch some bullshit. Let's look at the old ghetto movies and shit. No, we ain't know, man. This shit's gonna be done away with. It's gonna be forgotten. Just like the kingdoms of old. No one is sitting here talking about, except the Edomites, talking about, man, I miss Rome. No one's talking about ancient Greece. No one's talking about ancient Babylon. No one's talking about ancient Egypt. That shit, except for a nigga that's in Harlem somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about that shit, bro.
That's right.
That's how America's gonna be, bro. For all of that is talked about, America, the greatest country on planet Earth. That's just gonna be done away with. Your military, your might, all that shit's gonna be done away with. Point blank simple. No more ghettos, man. No more ghettos, especially for our people. That's all you have, brothers?
Yeah, that's everything. That's everything I have for my end.
Kind. So Lord willing, man, we'll link up again when brothers is available to do this kind of lesson, because this is how we supposed to be doing. This is godly conversation, man. And we hope you are edified. This has been The Earth Was Not Meant to Be a Ghetto. We hope you're edified, and that Yahweh Shai fed you well, man. With that, we'll give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh. In the sake of double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. Keep pushing, keep striving. We almost out of here. Shalom.
Hey,
Hey,
shalom.
shalom.